Family, what's good? Welcome to Doctor's Financial. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, my name is Dr. V, and I have a great video for you guys today. This is actually going to be a two-part video because I'm going to be talking about dividends. In the first part, I'm going to be talking about the companies that I like. I want your family to look up Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Kings. It's going to be very important. The first part, I'm going to be talking about the companies that I like. In the second part of the video, I'm going to be talking about some of the pitfalls I made when I first began dividend investing and some of the things to look out for with dividend stocks. Okay, I'll kindly ask if you get anything from the video, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, but most of all, share with others. Family, this is going to be a great video talking about dividends and stocks that we can have in our portfolio to help build it, help us to reach financial freedom and financial independence for years to come. All right, let's get into it. Okay, family, first company on the list, ticker symbol ABBV, AbbVie. They're a biopharmaceutical company that were formerly Abbott Laboratories. They have many therapies and drugs out there on the market. We can see they are a large cap stock. Let me make this a little bigger just to make sure the family can see it. Take that out to 125. So we can see they're a large cap stock quickly approaching mega cap status, almost a $200 billion company. They pay a nice 4.6% dividend annually. And one thing I do like to go into is the dividend history. And I like to look at the NASDAQ, and we can go there really quick and we can see year after year, just looking back to 2016, 57 cents, 2017, 64 cents, 2018, 96 cents, 2019, $1.07, in 2020, $1.18, and now in 2021, they're paying $1.30 per quarter. They pay every 3 months per quarter, like clockwork, and the dividend is increasing year after year. I really like ABBV as a company and definitely as a dividend stock. Now, one thing I do want to show the family with this dividend stock, let's go quickly into the 5-year. We can see it's been kind of volatile over the last 5 years. Overall, it's up almost 100% over the last 5 years, but we can see from those highs in 2018, it had a huge, let me click on that, it had a huge almost 50% fall. If you really let me get right at the high. Come on, there we go. 47% drop, and that's a lot for a lot of people to stomach, especially going from January 2018 to August of 2019 to experience that for over a year. You have to understand what this company does in the pharmaceutical space. Sometimes things go up, things go down. Different drugs, and may have a lawsuit. Different things happen throughout the years with these biopharma companies, and they do experience some volatility. But as a pure dividend play, I really like ABBV if you can stomach some of the volatility that goes on with this company. The next company on the list, ticker symbol O. I'm going to try to get through these really quick so that I can also get into part 2 and talk more about dividends in general. O is a REIT, is a REIT, and they pay their dividends every month. We can see it's also a large cap company, 25 billion market cap, and they pay a nice 4% dividend. Going into their dividend history really quick, let's go into the NASDAQ, and I have that here also. And we can see they pay every month. So looking back just over 2020, we can see January, February, March, April, May, June, and they'll be paying one next month in July. And we can see 23 cents per share every month, and every year it goes up just a little bit. And they do this in order to remain on that Dividend Aristocrat list, which is very important to a lot of dividend paying companies, that they remain on that list. Remember, I said go ahead and look up what a Dividend Aristocrat is, and also what a Dividend King is. I'll be talking about that more in part 2 of this video. So the next company on the list, ticker symbol AMCR. Now this is a really interesting company. A lot of y'all may have never heard of this company, but you use their products every single day. I'm going to get into it really quick. Let's look. They're a large cap company also, 17 billion market cap, a nice 4% dividend, nice PE ratio, 21.05. Over the past 5 years, we can see this company stays relatively stable. Not going to get much growth from this company. We can see they had to drop with everybody else, but even that drop, that pant was 36%, but it quickly came back. That March 2020 drop that all companies suffered quickly came back. February, March, April, May. By June, it had already reached its pre-pandemic numbers. So you see the strength in this company and how it stays relatively stable. You're in this company strictly for that dividend, and they've recently been paying it quarterly. I know some years they only paid it biannually, but recently they've been paying it quarterly. Now, what I really want to get into, and you can go into NASDAQ like I did with other ones, for the sake of brevity, what I want to get into is what this company does. All of these things we've seen, all of the cups, the trays, the condiment packages. Let's look at some of the capsules in the closure. Your wine bottle tops, your K-cup lids, flexible packaging, the paper plate packaging, different packaging for pet food, plastic bottles and jugs. You can look at some of the plastic bottles they make and just know the companies and know which what plastic bottle that represents and what companies use this company for the packaging. We know what this is. We know who makes it. We know what we drink that comes out of a bottle like this. We know what we drink that comes out of this type of bottle. So to make all the packaging and bottles that we use all of the time, the peel bottles, shampoo bottles, all the bottles that we use, the wine bottles. So all of the things that we use on a daily basis, specialty cartons, really quick. I really want to get into this company just to show all of the things that we use from this company. Different equipment to make the packaging and make the vacuum seals. And I can go on and on and on about the things that they do. Now, like I said, they pay a nice 4% dividend. Very interesting company. We use their products all the time. Very stable. They are a Dividend Aristocrat. So definitely put this one on your list. Go ahead, do your own research, but look up ticker symbol AMCR. All right, these next 3 companies that I'm going to talk about really quick, these are what I like to call blue chip stocks. In the first, pretty sure all of us have heard of this company. You've seen the tractors and the earth movers. Caterpillar. Caterpillar pays a nice 2% stock. Caterpillar also has some nice growth. That's one good thing about the blue chip category of dividend paying stocks. You're going to also get some nice growth out of these companies and not too much downside. And in particular with Caterpillar, with the infrastructure plan that President Joe Biden has put into effect, you should see Caterpillar do really, really, really well going forward. And they also lifted their dividend year after year for at least the past 25 years. The next company on the list that I like, J&J, Johnson & Johnson. Over the past 5 years, we can see, looking at that regression line, not huge monster growth like our growth stocks, but up over 35%. Now, they do have some downtime, some falls. However, those are great opportunities to get into Johnson & Johnson when it takes a 16% dip, when it takes that little correction, 12% there back in 2018. That's a great time to buy into Johnson & Johnson. It is a mega cap company, well over 200 billion. What a huge company. We all heard of Johnson & Johnson. Pays a 2.5% dividend, and then it increases year after year. So a company like Johnson & Johnson, you're going to not only get the dividend, but you're also going to get some capital gains. And that's important because dividends and capital gains are taxed differently. I'll get into that in part 2, but it's something that you also need to be aware of when you're getting into dividend stocks. How are dividends taxed differently from your capital gains. The next company I'm going to get into, many of you should have heard of this company also. 3M, MMM. They pay a nice 3% dividend. A large cap company, over 100 billion. They pay a quarterly dividend, and they increase their dividend year after year also. This is also a Dividend Aristocrat. Many of the products we use, 3M makes, especially all of our adhesives and things that pertains to worker safety. So 3M is a company that definitely put on your list. Definitely check out 3M and what they do as far as dividends and growth. Now, these next couple companies we're going to be talking about, they're great companies. They also pay a dividend, but they're going to have more growth. This one I talk about very often. Home Depot, nice 2% dividend, but look at the growth you're going to get. They pay less of a dividend, but you're going to get some monster growth. Look what they've been doing over the past 5 years in comparison to some of the other Dividend Aristocrats. Now these next 3, Home Depot and the next 2 I have, they're not Dividend Aristocrats, but they're dividend stocks that I like. They're definitely blue chip, mega cap, over 200 billion. You see $300 billion companies that are portfolio builders. And I talk about these next 3 often. Home Depot, also they're industry leaders. The next one on the list, AAPL. You know this company well. Apple, I'm always talking about Apple. I really like Apple. I mean, over the past 5 years, ridiculous growth. Over 400% growth over the past 5 years. But they also pay a nice little dividend. Now, let's put that into perspective, because it's only 0.66. And let's look at what it actually is. So quarterly, you can see they pay 77 cents, 82. They cut the dividend from 82 and only paid a 20-cent dividend. Now it's back to 22. So you can see what Apple does, but they do pay it's a nice little dividend. It's something, and something is always better than nothing. Doesn't increase every year like a Dividend Aristocrat would, but that growth that you're getting from a company like Apple is unparalleled when you're talking about dividend stocks. In the next company, I'm going to be talking about, ticker symbol NKE. We just talked about this one. We know what they just did recently, family. But they also pay nice little dividend that they pay quarterly. And in recent years, it has been, you see they cut it back in 2015. But we can see in recent years, they have been nice little dividend. Going back, looking at their price, look at that growth over the past 5 years. So that's Apple. My bad, family. My bad. Went too far back. There we go. Look at that growth over the past 5 years. Nike. Over 100%, approaching triple your money in the past 5 years. So nice growth with Nike. You're not going to get too many of those crazy swings downward with Nike. It's a blue chip company. Besides that March 2020 dip that everybody's seen, Nike has been relatively stable with a nice upward regression line. So definitely a company I'm always talking about. Definitely a company I like. All right, family. I gave you a plethora. I gave you a multitude. What other big words I gave you a bunch of different dividend growths, dividend stocks, and some dividend stocks with growth. I'm going to be getting into part 2 of the video. I'm actually going to make part 2 a separate video where I'm actually going to be talking about some of the pitfalls I made with dividend investing to help the family not make the same mistakes I made initially, some of the things to look out for with dividend investing, and how to use dividend investing to your benefit. Let me quickly go here. I hope the family is really getting something from this. I hope I gave you all some great companies to look into, some great dividend aristocrats, some great blue chips, and some great growth companies for dividends. I gave y'all, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different companies. I hope the video didn't go too long. That's why I'm breaking this one up into 2 parts. I kindly ask, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, most of all, share with others. And in part 2, I'll be finishing up with the prayer. So I'm going to cut this one off right here and start recording part 2. Family, thank you all for rocking with me.